the man who received a phone call from himself. Before I get into the story, please like the video, join us, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Thank you. At exactly 2:17 in the morning, Daniel's phone rang. He was alone in his apartment. Half asleep, he reached for the phone and looked at the screen. The caller ID showed something impossible. His own phone number. Daniel stared at it for several seconds. He thought it was a glitch. Then the phone rang again. He answered. At first, there was only silence. Then he heard a voice. His voice. "Daniel, whatever you do, don't open the front door." Daniel froze. "How do you know my name?" The voice on the other end whispered, "Because I'm you." And then the call ended. The second call, 0:45 to 2 o'clock. Daniel sat on the edge of his bed, staring at his phone. He tried to convince himself that someone was playing a prank. Maybe a friend had somehow copied his number. Maybe it was a strange technical error. Then his phone rang again. 2:21 a.m., his own number. This time he answered immediately. "Who are you?" There was breathing on the other end. Then the voice said, "Listen carefully. In exactly 10 minutes, someone will knock on your door." Daniel stood up. "What happens if I open it?" The voice became quieter. "You die." Daniel laughed nervously. "This isn't funny. I know. How can I trust you?" The voice answered, "You have a small scar above your left eyebrow. You got it when you were 8 years old after falling off your bicycle." Daniel touched the scar. His face went pale. Nobody knew that story. The voice continued, "In 7 minutes, you're going to hear a car outside." Daniel walked toward the window. A few seconds later, headlights appeared on the street. A black car stopped directly in front of his building. Daniel's heart began beating faster. The KNOCK 2 o'clock to 3:30. 7 minutes later, Daniel heard footsteps in the hallway. Slow footsteps. Someone stopped outside his apartment. Then came 3 knocks. Knock, knock, knock. Daniel didn't move. His phone rang. His own number again. He answered. "Don't open it." Daniel whispered, "Who's outside?" The voice replied, "Someone who looks exactly like you." Daniel's blood ran cold. "What?" Before the voice could answer, someone outside spoke. "Daniel?" It was his voice. Exactly his voice. "Daniel, open the door. We need to talk." Daniel stepped backward. The person outside knocked again. "Daniel, I know you're there." He looked through the peephole, and suddenly he couldn't breathe. Standing outside was a man who looked exactly like him. Same face, same clothes, same scar above the eyebrow. The man outside smiled. Then he raised his phone. Daniel's phone immediately began ringing. The truth to 3:30 to 5:15. Daniel answered. "How are you outside?" The voice said. "Because I made the mistake you're about to make." Daniel stared at the man through the peephole. "What does that mean?" "I received the same call." Daniel's hands began shaking. "When?" 24 hours ago." Daniel looked at the clock. 2:30 a.m. The voice continued. "I opened the door." Daniel looked outside again. The man standing in the hallway was still smiling. "What happened?" "I thought it was a prank." "And then?" The voice became almost impossible to hear. He came inside. Daniel whispered, "Who?" The answer shocked him. "Me." Daniel stepped away from the door. So you're telling me the man outside isn't you? No. Then who is he? Silence. Finally, the voice said, I don't know. Suddenly, the man outside stopped smiling. He leaned closer to the door and whispered, Daniel, you're talking to the wrong one. The power goes out 5:15 to 6:30. Every light in Daniel's apartment suddenly went out. The room became completely dark. His phone screen was the only light. Then the call disconnected. Daniel tried calling back. Nothing. No signal. He heard the sound of the front door handle moving. Someone was trying to open it. Daniel ran into the bedroom and locked the door. Then he heard footsteps inside the apartment. Someone had entered. Daniel covered his mouth to stop himself from breathing loudly. The footsteps moved slowly through the living room, then stopped outside his bedroom. A voice whispered, Daniel? His voice. Again, the bedroom door handle slowly turned. Daniel looked around desperately for somewhere to hide. Then his phone rang. His own number. He answered with trembling hands. What do you want? The voice said. Look under your bed. Daniel froze. Why? Because I'm under yours. Daniel slowly looked down. There was darkness beneath the bed. Then two eyes opened. The TWIST 6:30 to 7:30. Daniel screamed and dropped the phone. He ran toward the window. But before he could reach it, the bedroom door opened. The man standing there looked exactly like him. He smiled. It's too late? Daniel turned around. The phone was still on the floor. The screen showed something strange. The call wasn't coming from Daniel's number anymore. It was coming from another number. A number Daniel had never seen before. He picked up the phone. The voice said, Daniel, wake up. Everything went black, ending 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Daniel opened his eyes. Morning sunlight filled the room. He was lying in his bed. Everything seemed normal. His phone was beside him. He picked it up. There was one missed call. The caller ID showed Daniel. He stared at the screen. Then he noticed something even stranger. The date on his phone was tomorrow. Daniel slowly looked toward the bedroom door. Someone was standing there. It was him. The other Daniel smiled and said, You finally woke up. The end.